Okay, so the mystery of the Gilgo Beach murders captivated our area for more than a decade.
Yeah, Pix 11 has done extensive reporting since the first body was found in 2010. And tonight, the case takes center stage in a true crime series on Pix 11, Crime Nation. And NewsNation correspondent Laura Ingle is a Crime Nation contributor, and she joins us now with a preview. First of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
Okay, so we just mentioned that you're a commentator on this Crime Nation series, but also our Mary Murphy has covered this extensively. So what can you tell us about what people can expect from this?
You know, this is a 2-hour deep dive into the case that we have heard about for so many years. And we get a good look at not only the victims' families in this case, but also we hear from attorneys, we hear from law enforcement. And what I found really interesting in this 2-hour series on Crime Nation is the former co-worker of Rex Heuermann. We hear from Mary Schell, and she not only tells us about what it was like finding out that she had worked with the suspect, you know, somebody that for years and years, who could it be? What is this person going to look like? Everybody on Long Island in New York wanted to know what the Long Island serial killer suspect would end up being. And we've got Rex Heuermann here, and she talks about working with him. She talks about the interactions. And then, of course, we've got exclusive reporting in this series with the brother of one of the victims, who is a very, very rare interview.
Yeah, and it was really touching. I saw the soundbite with it last night. Just a really touching interview with him. And Rex's estranged wife just last week, was saying she's going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was arrested last year and has pleaded not guilty. What can you tell us about his capture?
So it's one of those things that it really does look like it came right out of a movie. And we know that the investigation into this case went on for so long, and a lot of DNA technology and phone surveillance is what led to his capture last year in July in Manhattan, as he was surrounded by detectives right on the street after they were able to do a garbage pull, and they were able to tie DNA from a pizza crust from DNA off of one of the burlap sacks, which was wrapped around one of the victims. So it was, you know, like some old technology, new technology came together that really made this happen.
So we mentioned there's been extensive reporting on this case. You mentioned also touching based on some exclusive interviews that you have. What else do you feel will catch people off guard in this Crime Nation series?
You know, I think one of the things we do when we talk about serial killers just in general is just we don't know who they're going to end up being. And it turns out in a lot of these true crime stories that we bring you on Crime Nation, and just in general in the true crime space, is that they are the guy that lives next door. It's the person that might be standing next to you in the grocery store. And that's what's really scary, is that these people that have double lives, and that is what people have said about Rex Heuermann. If he is in fact guilty, he was truly living a double life. He went into work, he was on the Long Island Railroad. If you ride the Long Island Railroad, were you sitting next to him? And that's really kind of the terrifying part.
They just seem so unassuming.
That's right.
Well, Laura, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. We'll see you tonight.
For looking into this case. And you can watch, by the way, Crime Nation's episode on the Gilgo Beach murders right here on Pix 11 at 8 p.m.
All right.